All right. Uh, hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Sorry for a little bit of a late start on the recording today. We had some internal business to go over. We do that here. If you want to be part of the internal business, then guess what? You got to come to the meeting. And that's what you need to do. So be sure if you see anybody on here and you're like, gosh, I wish I was more part of helping to shape and operate and deliver the EXO economy, because I'd really like to learn about blockchains and NFTs and cryptocurrencies. This is the place if you're in the EXO community. So with that, excited to see what's going on today. And I'm just going to hand it over to Eric, who is, as far as I'm concerned, really in the running for taking over facilitation of these meetings for a while. So, hey, Eric, there's an Easter egg for you.
Thanks, Kent. Hey, folks, good seeing you all again. And yeah, I mean, as Kent mentioned, right, we do these meetings every Tuesday at 11 Eastern and have been for actually before I even joined. So lots of history, lots of recordings to catch up on, a ton of fun. And as Kent just mentioned, there is a fair amount of discussion that happens kind of outside of the broadcast. Sometimes they're like the pre-party to the party, if you know what I'm saying. So you don't want to miss out on that as well. So hope to see more of you here at these meetings in the near term future, which, by the way, looks fairly bright for the EXO economy and for Open EXO and for Transform DAO and everything else that folks have been working on and have up their sleeves. Lots happening, of course, behind the scenes, and just wanted to thank everybody for their efforts. I know a lot of times there really isn't much recognition or even disclosure of that, right? Some of it's just kind of boring back end, paperwork, legal stuff, and others, we'll be able to see very, very shortly, right? So some of us did get a chance to get a little preview of that, and I'm telling you, things are super exciting. So if you're not already a member of openexo.com, if you're not already on the platform, if you don't already buying and selling and trading EXOs, now is the time to do that. Nikki will come up next, and she'll talk about the 30 doubling challenge. There's still time to get on that, and it's the best, funnest way to even get started with this. Even if you have been doing this for a while, like many of us have, highly recommend that. So again, the EXOS token is still on track with all the great efforts that have been happening to come to market, and looking forward to getting some updates on that and some news in the coming days and weeks. From a treasury standpoint, we're at about 800,000 or so left in the treasury. We did fund some big proposals recently with EXO Spain, EXO Greece, and other places. And we're talking, well north of 50,000 EXOs. So it's great. Sway is, of course, the platform where you need to go to fill out your proposal. And we have a number of them happening right now that are looking for your vote, including exponential individuals and many others. So definitely go to Sway and cast your votes and add your comments and your feedback. It helps everybody with their proposals and obviously with the delivery of their projects and proposals. Beyond that, Kent was just talking a couple of seconds ago about Web 3.0 and blockchain and crypto and tokens and NFTs and all this great stuff that's happening in the space, DeFi, et cetera. I mean, Nikki's been running a lot of great town halls over the last several months with Kent and Salim and Kevin and many others joining. All those replays are up on the economy site as well. And we're also doing a series of rooms on Clubhouse, which anybody can join. Anybody can kind of join us on stage, co-moderate, you name it. Just reach out to anybody here on the call. We had our first one actually yesterday, which Nikki and others were on. Thank you very much for that. I thought went really well. And that recording, of course, is available on Clubhouse, the BostonEXO.com media page, and other places as well. Highly recommend you check that out and just continue your education right within this space. So with that, I'd like to hand it over to Nikki to get her updates.
All right. Thank you, Eric. So much to say. So we've got a brand new article out, just came out this morning, and this was the most recent podcast of the next generation economy. So young voices, social impact via blockchain, Web3, and DeFi. We interviewed Aliza Jahan, who is a 16-year-old student who went through hackathons to teach herself Solidity and various programming, and basically has come down to the fact that she wants to talk about supply chain of all things. 16 years old. I never even considered supply chain when I was 16. So I'm impressed. And she wrote a letter or an article on decentralized finance. So I encourage you to read the article, listen to the podcast, and go find her article on LinkedIn. It's linked within the article. And she'll also be interviewed tomorrow on a Singularity Abundance / OpenEXO joint event. And that will be on Web3 and breaking down blockchain, smart contracts, NFTs, et cetera. So that also, is that linked in the article? We can probably put it in there if it's not.
It's in the article.
Okay, beautiful. All right. So on the video shorts, we're actually doing an experiment with 1 second or 1 minute clips, under 1 minute clips, 50 to 60 seconds. And it's basically just little pearls of wisdom that have come out of all of our interviews with podcasts and town halls, et cetera. And we've been posting those. We thought we were going to be building the TikTok space, but it turns out that Instagram is doubling the traffic on YouTube and TikTok. So it's like Instagram seems to be the place to be for this right now. So we're going to do some more experimentation around that, and we'll put some links to that in the chat here. We've got town hall number 14 coming up June 7th. Mark your calendars. The topic we believe is going to be cybersecurity, waiting for some speaker confirmations on that. And that will be at the same time as this call, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern on Tuesday, June 7th. So mark your calendars for that. Cybersecurity is a big deal right now, especially with all the hacking that's going on in the background as the market starts to turn, or has turned sideways, and then starts to go back to being the bull market again that we're so hoping happens in the next few weeks, months,
I
etc.
don't know if I'd call that sideways.
It has its blips. Yes. And then we've got the 30 doubling challenge. So we're coming in on the result or the ending weeks of the game. And what I'd like to do is inspire you to take a second look at it. If you haven't achieved your top results, we've got a few winners. How many did we have? New stats.
10.
New stats. 10.
10.
Okay. So we've got 10 top winners. And what we experienced last year going through this, and this is what gave everybody their credentials to be an EXO angel, is we had several people in the community step up and help the rest of the people through the finish line. And we literally were able to take people through to the finish line in a weekend. If they had the time to commit over a weekend, we could have done it in that short period of time. So for those of you that feel stuck, no need to be stuck. There's a lot more coming. And we actually had a little commiseration this morning, which is why you should come to these meetings. We literally did some ideation around how we kind of take this game and turn it into what it's meant to be. And that's motivating people both intrinsically and extrinsically in such a way that they elevate their engagement within the community for a win-win-win. And that's what we're in it for. We're not here to win on one side. It's basically a group and a community boost, if you would. And so we will be announcing some more things later this week on the game. And just to give you a little update on a couple of side projects, Angelo, you said you don't have much to report, but I just saw an article this morning on the crypto village side of the conversation. The C pods and the eco pods in Panama are underway and have made some progress. So I'll send that over to you so that we can start to inquire as to whether we can start to participate on building eco villages, crypto villages in the tropics. Of course, that's of course my vote. Do this in the tropics and I'm there for you. Building out crypto villages. I think that's it from me. So let's turn it over to Jill to show us the stats on the 30 doubling challenge. Thanks for the confetti, Kent.
Thanks, Nikki. So the doubling challenge at the moment, we have 117 users so far. We've got 38 challenges, 811 completed challenges so far. We've got 10 people that have crossed the line and completed their 30 doublings. We have 55 people that haven't started yet. We have 10 people in their 20s, and one of those being on 29. So we've got another person almost finished. 7 in the teens and 35 under 10. So under 10 challenges. So it is moving forward. We've got 8 days to go. So lots to still play for. Over to Lisa.
Hi, everyone. So I've just been super busy getting the book almost there. So June 25th is the date that you will see the book on Amazon. And on Insights, we had 4 articles last week. We have 3 coming up this week. So stay tuned, and a newsletter will be coming out shortly with some information, more articles and more on the doubling challenge.
But really quick, Lisa,
Oh.
and you don't have to say the date. We can keep it a little, maybe still a little secret, but we have a date for the book.
We have a date for the
So,
book. Yes.
yes. So we have a date for the book, and that is very awesome.
Yes.
So,
And we also, and we have an NFT project coming up too. So lot going on.
nope, it's gonna be fun.
Yep. And Ying, do you have any updates?
Not too much updates. We do see more activities in the Discord. I think people are using the EXOS, both in the marketplace and in Sway activities. So I just encourage anyone who have the knowledge to help each other, and anyone who need help, please post your issues in the Discord, and we'll help you out. And so far, we haven't seen any major issues with the network. Everything seemed to be working. Yeah.
Well, let's be fair. We did have some issues toward the end of last week.
But
So yeah, and the interesting thing about that was a lot of people started writing and texting and telling us. And so there's a lot going on out there. And as soon as we had that little blip with one of the Electrum seed servers, we realized there's quite a bit going on. We turned that around, fixed it. It wasn't serious. But the more of a IT crowd, did you try turning that off and on again kind of situation? But to note, all that affected, for everybody that was wondering, all that affected was users of the Electrum client. And so if you were using Core Wallet, you didn't experience any issues. The blockchain itself never experienced any issues. In fact, it never has since the Genesis block. So we're all fine. And apologies to anybody who was inconvenienced by the Electrum issue, because most of our treasuries, and there are many treasuries that run around the world, all use Electrum because of its multi-signer capabilities. It was not the multi-signer service that was down. It was an issue with what we call the seed servers. So that's all been fixed. And again, sorry about that. But we got on it, and Ying is the one who pinged me bright and early on Saturday, and we got it all sorted out. So thank you, Ying.
Yeah. And Kevin?
Awesome. So yeah,
hey, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Kevin. Just a quick shout out to Najib Kihuan, who used to be one of our lead developers and is still a developer on the EXOS blockchain. He stepped up to help a little bit there as well. So thank you, Najib, for doing that community service. We really appreciate it.
Awesome.
Absolutely. And so as soon as that was all up and running, we did this week fund the EXO Greece proposal, and so that has been funded. There are well, I don't know why I was trying to say Patrick. Where's Patrick? He's the new member that we don't even know. Eric. As Eric was saying, there's quite a few proposals in Sway. So do head over there and take a look. And then from an OpenEXO point of view, just some updates that hopefully will positively affect the economy as well. Is I hope that everyone got to watch Salim's lecture that was in Abu Dhabi. If you didn't, it's on Twitter, and I will try and find it and put it in the chat in time. I don't know if I will. But ultimately, out of that, there's been quite a lot of interest from the region, which is really exciting. I actually just before this call had a call with the founder of pretty much the only privately owned observatory looking at the sky, based in the United Arab Emirates, as far as I understand, and speaking about how they can become more of an exponential organization, what that means, what they can do. One thing they're wondering is how can they leverage all this data that they're gathering from the sky? Is it something that someone wants? So yeah, so really interesting to see.
Ping me on that,
what's
Kevin. I've
going
got somebody to connect you to. Yeah.
Awesome. And yes, so really looking forward to the opportunities that are coming out of that, bringing those opportunities into our global community. And I guess that's my update. We have Angelo and Pratik here. Who's the fastest?
Hi guys.
We don't have cameras on. There's Pratik. Go.
Hey Kevin. So we don't have much updates for this week. Lots happening on the back end. Few more partnerships may be coming up. Once it's closed, I'll announce. Share more details shortly. Over to Angelo.
He wrote in.
He said he
that
didn't have any
have a-
updates today, and
Correct.
I think his bandwidth may be limited, so we probably won't hear directly from him today.
All right, so that leaves you, Kent.
I'm good. I've said all I need to say today. We'll give people a few minutes back. Eric, you want to take us out?
Yeah, sure. So again, thanks folks again for joining us. Again, every Tuesday, same date, same bat channel, bat time. Looking forward to having more of you join us. Again, reach out to anybody here on these meetings for additional information, and don't forget to go to openexo.com. So on behalf of the EXO Economy, that does this for today. So thanks everyone.